What's up, YouTube? Okay, so today is Friday. It's September 26th, and it's about 6:30 in the morning right now. I'm actually parked on, I think this is Latchman Lane or Lackman Lane, and right in front of me is Linda Terrace Street. So it's kind of early right now, and nobody's really doing construction. A lot of these job sites are still closed. They don't really open up until around 7. So I thought it would be a good time to go ahead and do a quick little walking tour of the area and see if there's any new construction or any new lots for sale and whatnot. Just showcase the area, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. All right, just give me a second. I'll hop out of the truck and we'll do a quick little walkthrough, okay? Okay, so here we are. This is 656 Lackman Lane. And then there's a couple of job sites off here to the right that they're building. And look at this house right here, it's beautiful. Looks like it's vacant. I don't think anyone's there right now. Century West Associates, general contractor. I don't know if this is a new build. I don't know if this has been here for... It looks like it's fresh, like super fresh, like it just got finished. Look at these big old windows. This is 16670 Linda Terrace. Okay, so it looks like this was here before the fire, just because of this sign. It looks like nothing happened to it though. And then right next door, you've got a empty lot. And then off in the distance, you've got the Pacific Ocean. Oftentimes, a lot of people ask me here in the Palisades, which areas are more desirable than others? Like, are the Marquez Knolls more desirable than the Bluffs or the Alphabet Streets and whatnot? You know, it's really all dependent. It really all depends, right? On the size of the lot, the location of the lot. Like, this is a really good corner lot right here. Just, you can see that it's got ocean views. But if you go down further into the Knolls area, I don't think that you have ocean views from there. So I guess all of it really matters. It's all dependent. So it's really hard to say. Like, this lot would be really nice. Even though it's a corner lot, it's like perched up a little bit. So if you had a 2-story home, you would have really good views of the ocean. It's actually a really gloomy day today. It was pretty wet driving through Topanga. So here's a couple of houses up here. I've probably showcased them before and walked by. Doesn't look like any of them are for sale. As you can see, there's a pretty substantial amount of damage, none of which has been taken care of yet. You can see there might be people here living in this home. I don't know. I doubt it, but it's possible. You can see all of this stuff is warped from the heat. You can imagine how much heat must have been radiating to make those. I don't know if those look like they're plastic to warp that. So this is 16651 Linda Terrace. I was always curious, and I'm still curious, to see what happens to these homes. You know, the homes in the Palisades that withstood the fire. You know, across the street, you've got nothing but empty lots. There's a couple of houses down there that seem to be untouched. Maybe not untouched, but just, you know, they didn't get burned to the ground. What do you guys think? Do any of you guys know what's going to happen to the value of homes like these? I haven't seen any existing properties like these listed for sale in the Palisades. I literally none. There's a home off of Chautauqua. It's a $17 million mansion that they had built just prior to the fire. And it's been on the market for basically a year, and it hasn't sold. Right across the street here. This is 16632 Linda Terrace. It's a pretty nice lot. What do you guys think is going to happen to the value of these homes going forward? Put it in the comment section below. I'm very curious. I really don't know. There's literally been 0 existing home sales that I can find. Maybe if you guys are realtors or in that industry, you guys know better than me. I suspect that the value of these homes will be going down. That's just me. In comparison to what they were selling for just prior to the fire, right? Like, saying the value of the home going down means nothing, if you're comparing it to when it was originally built in the 60s, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what were the value of these homes just prior to the fire, and now compare them to what they're worth today, right? And that's very important, because this world revolves around money. It really does. A lot of these people had their life savings tied up into these properties and these homes. I know there's more to life than just money, but money really dictates the quality of life that you live. Well, it can. All of these homes look pretty vacant. I suspect nobody's living in them, but I could be wrong. It's very situational. Some people might not have had really good quality insurance. And one of my subscribers made a very good point. I'm not sure if it was a guy or a girl, but they basically said, January's coming up, and basically that's going to be the 1-year anniversary, right? Now, I think the implication behind that was when the insurance companies are no longer going to continue covering if you lived in this home and you're not living there now, but you had insurance, like the insurance companies are going to cover the additional living expenses, right? In other words, they're going to pay your rent. But that is only, covered for so long. Your additional living expenses is only covered for so long. Obviously, it's very dependent on the type of coverage that you had. Some people might have really good quality insurance. Some others might have the bare minimum, like just the lowest of the low, the California Fair Plan, right? And I think in most cases, again, this is just an assumption, but I think in most cases, insurance companies will cover 1 year of additional living expenses or cover your rent for a year. There's no shot. Like if these people who lived here in this house are renting an apartment right now or a condo or a house or whatever, and the insurance company's covering their rent, coming January, if they no longer continue to cover their rent, what are these people going to do? Things are going to get very interesting come January, or when you start to see more and more residents here in the Palisades no longer have their additional living expenses covered by the insurance company. At some point in time, that coverage is going to run out, And ultimately what that means is, you know, it could put a lot of pressure on these homeowners to make a rental payment and, you know, a mortgage payment if they're struggling. You could see a lot of lots come up for sale shortly after. Hey, good morning, guys. Which would, I mean, ultimately lead to, you know, if there's more lots hitting the market, ultimately that leads to lower lot prices, supply and demand. Look at this home. Some of these guys, you gotta understand, these construction workers, they see a guy with a camera, hey, good morning, and they get kind of nervous because they don't know what I'm doing. A lot of these construction workers didn't have to worry not too long ago about ice rolling up on them in a van and snatching them up. They do now, though, that's for sure. So this is Lackman Lane. So they see some white kid walking around with a camera filming them. You know, they get very uncomfortable and nervous. I think they might be going back to El Salvador or Guatemala. Look at that random, just what a shot right there. Just a random chair sitting in the middle of the lot. Shame. All right, so it looks like we got this lot for sale right here. It's gonna be a little bit harder to build on because there's a slope. It's not gonna be the easiest. This is 16645 Akron Street. I know I've been over here for sure. Look at these guys right across the street. These guys got big plans. Anytime you see I-beams, that's a lot of money. It looks like they were able to salvage the concrete pad. They probably save a lot of money by doing that. Look at that concrete home up there. See, that would be a great location because I bet you from all the way up there, they have a beautiful view of the Pacific Ocean on a really bright, sunny, clear day. It's probably really pretty. Yeah, so there's not too many houses being built just yet. And, you know, as the subscriber, one of my subscribers had mentioned, you know, things would get really interesting come January. He or she, whomever wrote that, it was 100% right. That's when you're going to really start to see how this all unfolds once the insurance companies stop covering people's rents, you know, that's when all the pressure is really going to hit. Oh, so this is for sale. I don't know. For sale by owner, taking offers. Rick. There's a lot of lots that have already sold. So I feel like the value of the land has already been established. Land values here, right? If there's lots for sale that haven't sold, well, very high likelihood that they're asking too much. Got this old school dump truck or roll off. Look at that one. Old Volvo. Old piece of crap. Listen to that thing. No way that thing's California compliant. Anyways. Oh, he's struggling to get up the hill. He's doing burnouts. Oh, he's stuck. He's done. He's just sitting there ripping his tires up. And look at this guy with the van coming up right behind him. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, he's got to get more speed going up that hill. He's got no weight on the truck, so he's losing traction with these slippery roads. And that old school truck doesn't have a lot of power to get up that hill. Anyways, all right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around so I can say goodbye to you guys. All right, so that was just a quick little walkthrough here off of Lachman Lane or Lackman Lane and Linda Terrace. Okay. So thank you to all of the people who have continued to support the channel and, you know, like and subscribe, and all of the people who are, you know, continuously viewing it. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you. I really can't say thank you enough. It's really because of you guys that somehow the channel is still miraculously growing. You know, I'm getting really close to 1,700 subscribers, you know, and that doesn't really sound like a whole lot, you know, and in comparison to other YouTubers and stuff like that, it's nothing. There's some guys got hundreds of thousands of subs and millions of subs. That's crazy. Like, but every time I post a video and you know, I get thousands of views, I'm still blown away by it. It's very impressive to me, because I try to imagine what an audience would look like with 2,000 people. Like, that's a lot of people, and I never suspected or thought anything like 2,000 people would be interested in what I had to say. So for that, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later.